All right, well, moving on.
All right.
This is the big announcement everybody's been waiting for. The new Breed of RATT, led by founding members Stephen Pearcy and bassist Juan Croucier, will launch its well-storied hard rock brand this summer. Notice not band, it's brand.
The brand.
This summer with a teaser of tour dates that foreshadow a schedule that will keep the band busy through the end of the year.
Yeah. What are we supposed to say to this?
I don't know.
I mean, we can't give Stephen a pass, can we?
No. Because we already talked about this on the show, and we said that if they went forward without the original members, that it's no different than what Blotzer was trying to do.
Right, and we drilled Blotzer into the ground for 2 years
for having fake RATT.
Yeah, and this is no more real RATT than what Blotzer. Well, I guess it's what, 1/5 more real RATT, because it's 2/5 of RATT instead of 4/5.
Right.
Or 1/5.
You got a new breed of animal coming out of this ranch.
Oh no. It's a new breed of RATT coming out of this ranch.
Yeah, it's a new breed of RATT. So it's led by founding member vocalist Stephen Pearcy, bassist Juan Croucier. They will launch their tour, which will keep them busy through the end of the year. While RATT has evolved over several decades and endured...
Stop right there. I hate that language more than anything.
Well, that's trying to justify this.
While they have evolved, they haven't evolved. They've fallen apart. There's a difference. Evolving is growth.
Growth, exactly.
They evolved from tell the world to out of the cellar. That was RATT evolving.
Mm-hmm.
Losing members at year to year, that is devolving.
No, that would be revolving door.
Revolving door, exactly. Oh, Stephen. This is sad, man.
Well, I agree. Well, RATT has revolving door over several decades.
Yeah, all right.
And endured various incarnations. This new breed of RATT.
Yeah.
A new breed of animal coming out of this ranch.
I can't believe that they actually use that, this new breed of RATT.
Well, Stephen's obviously been saying that word for 10 years.
He has. I mean, he said it on our show, obviously.
Yeah. He probably just remembers that stupid soundbite from our show. It was like, yeah, new breed.
Yeah. Promises to bring a renewed energy to the band.
No, it doesn't. Stop it. There's not going to be no new energy to it.
No, it's just different guys.
Yeah, no, it's barely different from his solo.
Yeah, it's just got one.
And if the rumor that I've heard is Ferrantino playing guitar, it is a solo.
Yeah, it's a solo band.
Yeah. And they're good.
They're great. I enjoyed them a lot.
But from everything I heard, what Blotzer was doing was good. And Stephen was right up front saying, just hammering down on Blotzer. I mean, Stephen wasn't super vocal about it, but Stephen had no qualms with the fact that everybody was saying that what Blotzer was doing was fake RATT.
Well, he told us that our take on that. Well, in fact, he told me in person, and he may have said it to you, but when I saw Stephen at the Arcada Theater a year ago in March, he told me, I've been listening to your show. I really enjoy your podcast. And a lot of what you guys say is dead on.
Yeah. This is one of the, if ever there was a scenario where they need to just forget how much money it's worth, just put the fucking product, the name down.
The brand
This
bed.
is it. Brand down. This is it. I mean, just stop. For as big as Rat, somebody, and I'll type it to you, but somebody was saying to me about Rat this week and made a great point that they have wrecked the brand's worth to the same level that like LA Guns has.
Yeah, well, I agree with that.
To where it's not going to come back. And the difference is that Rat was so much bigger that they had, Rat was much bigger than LA Guns, which is why people are still talking about it instead of just completely ignoring this now. But, dude, just put the name down. Steven's built a nice little thing with his own name. At this point, do you think Steven needs the Rat name for anything other than extra dollars?
Well, that's all it is. It's just the extra dollars. But, now he's got to pay Juan, too.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure it's still more money.
Well, it is more money, but the thing is that according to the court documents, the original contract or the original agreement between the original 5 is still in force.
So if he tours, he has to pay Juan and Warren?
He has to pay Juan and Warren, and I guess they expelled Blotzer, so he's out.
Right.
But he has to still pay DeMartini, I believe.
Yeah, Warren. So the 3.
So 3 of the 4 surviving members, because they voted Blotzer out.
Right.
I guess he's out.
Yeah. Well, he's got his own issues to deal with.
Well, regardless of that. So unless they voted Warren out, which of course we don't know that.
Well, if they're not touring with him, I think we can figure that out now.
Well, that doesn't mean they don't owe him.
Well, yeah, true.
So whatever monies that they get for Rat, the entity, has to be split between the 3 members.
And then pay the side band.
Yeah, and the other guys. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Ugh, what a disaster this thing is.
Because, let's just use Dokken, for example.
All right.
Don owns the Dokken entity 100%.
Right.
So Chris McCarville, John Levin, and Mick Brown, even though Mick is an original member, they all get a salary.
Right. Yeah. And that's what probably like with Steven, with his solo band, he does that. Everybody else gets a salary. And now with Rat, everybody's going to get a salary probably after they pay their percentage to the corporation.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. All this to play fucking Way Cool Jr. every night? Really? Is it that fucking important?
I guess. Again, it's the profile, it's the brand, because isn't that how this article started out?
Right.
That, the brand. And the DVD that, I had been asked to appear on, that our good friend Bob Nalbandian did for Cleopatra Records. It's the name of the DVD, which is coming out sometime this year, is called Band or Brand.
Right.
And we all know that the brand means everything. It's the recognizable name.
Yeah. It just, I mean, just looking at this and Steven and Juan doing the Bobby thing that Bobby just did and for the last 2 years, what's that going to be worth? I mean, Rat's not going to go to Sao Paulo and headline now, right? Not with this lineup.
No idea.
No fucking way.
It's whatever their booking agent or their management can swing, what kind of a deal they can swing for them.
Dude, they got to be fighting for the top spot on a gig with them and Quiet Riot at this point, don't they?
You would think. I don't know.
I mean, would Stephen, being serious here, would Stephen Pearcy's solo band headline if the 2 bands were him and Quiet Riot?
Boy.
Or would Quiet Riot because they have the name?
I think it would be Quiet Riot because they have the name.
All right. So then if Rat had the name, even though it's basically the same band, then Rat would headline?
Yeah, because they have more hits.
Oh, my God. Is that what we're down to?
Yeah.
What an embarrassment. Dude, have you ever been more embarrassed to be a fan of a band?
Well, I'm not embarrassed, but I'm not embarrassed about it so much as I'm just sad it's come down to this.
I'm embarrassed. I'm going to say it's tough to go and admit that you're still a fan of Rat. All this bullshit is going on. I still am, and I'll go out on the record to say it. I still am. Love Stephen as a guy, as the guy that's always been nice to me for the most part, other than that one time. I like Stephen a lot. And still one of my greatest rock experiences ever was me, you, John, Stephanie at Rock USA.
Rock USA about 5 years ago.
And those guys specifically, the Rat guys, Steven and Juan or Warren and Carlos, sitting at the table with those guys just eating dinner, like you would any other bros, was like the coolest experience. It really was just a fun time. One of the most fun times I've ever had. And then my other big rock moment, and I've talked about this, is when Steven's solo band came and they treated me like I was the fucking rock star
at the Kent stage.
Yeah. So I love these guys as guys, but I hate this. I hate that it's really. I wish I didn't know anything about bands anymore. I wish I was that dumbass fucking stupid dope that would drive by the Roxino and go, "Hey, Rat's coming, round and round." I might have to go to that.
You want to be the typical Eddie Trunk caller. Hey, what's up with Jeff Tate and Queensryche?
Yeah, I want to be that rube now. I just want to be that dummy that doesn't know anything. Yeah, Rat, round and round. Did they have other songs? That's the guy I want to be now. Because at least then I could not feel embarrassed to look at half my collection and say, yep, these guys are all fucking dicks. Dick. It's like if I open up my CD book, what do I see? I see a bunch of fucking assholes. Just a bunch of assholes that can't get along.
Right.
Nice to me, but they can't get along to fucking make. And isn't it funny that in every aspect of life now, that's what it is? You go to TV, Roseanne can't get along with her goddamn show. You go to music, none of these band guys can get together. Me and you, one of our favorite shows of all time, radio shows, Opie and Anthony, those guys fucking hate each other. It's like everybody hates each other now. It's like, I guess maybe because of social media or whatever, we now see the price of fame. Which is that everybody just fucking hates each other. If you're good at doing something together, eventually you will hate yourself for it.
Look at Richie Blackmore and Deep Purple.
Yeah. I'm not looking forward to the day that you start hating me, man.
Well, we're not successful.
Well, that's it. Thank God. Thank God we're not getting famous.
We have no money.
Yeah. If we were making money, you'd hate me. I'd hate you.
Yeah. Fuck you, Chris.
Yeah. We'd be like O&A. We would fucking, the only time we would talk is when the mics come on from 9:15 until 2:55 every week, and then get the fuck out of here.
Then I'd be texting Julie, but accidentally text you and say, "Look at that! Listen to that cunt on the other end."
What a fucking asshole!
Oh, I didn't mean you, Chris. I sent that just as a joke to Jimmy.
Yeah, there you go. So will you go see this version of Rat?
I have no intention. I'll go see Stephen's solo band.
No, see. This is what I hate. We're friends with Stephen, so I guess ultimately my answer would probably be yes. I'd go. I would go to see Stephen, but then I think I would go to see Stephen because we're friends with him. But I think I could never accept what I was watching as Ratt.
Well, I wouldn't go because I go, man, Ratt's coming to town. I would go, hey, Steven's coming to town. Maybe I can go hang with him for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if Jack Russell's Great White blows into your town, I don't think you go out of your way to say, hey, I'm going to go see Great White.
No, I'm going to go because, maybe I'll run into Jack and shoot the shit with him for a few minutes.
But if you don't have a guarantee of that, you're not going.
No, probably not. No.
Absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
I fucking hate this. I hate it. And now, here, pull the curtain back. You and I are scheduled to speak to Mr. Blotzer this week.
Yeah, on Monday.
Yeah. And potentially get it set up to have him on the show. What do we say to him now with this announcement? Because he's going to hit us with, see, you fucking guys.
No, we're not giving anybody a pass.
No, we can't give them a pass. We can't just because they're our friends, we can't give them a pass.
And we got more on the Blotzer front here after this little story.
All right.
So anyway, getting back to this, we have not had an all-original member lineup since 1991, and sadly, with the passing of Robin Crosby, that chapter is over, said Pearcy.
Wow, is this revisionist?
Well, again, this is justifying what they're doing.
Right.
However, if you still want to see the original band, there are many videos on YouTube and other places for fans to enjoy. That was a great band, but I guarantee you that the new breed of rat that we put on the stage every night will be in your face, energized, fully engaged. Simply put, the band our fans deserve.
Well, here's what I will say about this.
Well, this is what Stephen has to say about it.
You got a new breed of animal coming out of this ranch.
And I'm with you on that, Stephen. If they call it the new breed of rat, I think I'm okay with it. If they call it rat, I don't think I'm okay with it.
Well, you're not going to see that up on the side, the new breed of rat.
Well, I want to see that on the side.
You're not going to see that. You're not going to see that.
I don't want to see it advertised as rat.
Well, it's going to be advertised as rat. You know it is.
No, it is, but it's not. It's not rat when Warren DeMartini is available to play.
Mm-hmm.
It's not rat. And I hate to say it, but it's really not rat if fucking Bobby is sitting there able to play. Which that's a whole nother issue, but if those guys are available to play, and that's been my argument from day one on this nonsense, if they're available to play, then they should play at this point. If they're not making new music, if they're still an active band that's making new music, then you can replace guys. That's been my contention all along. But once you become a fucking Foghat, you can't. If there's anybody that's still living from Foghat that's not in Foghat, then it's not Foghat. Which I have no idea if there is or not, but you see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
Because Foghat's certainly not making new music.
Mm-mm.
They're just playing those 2 songs and then those other 12 that nobody knows. They play an hour of music, then they play Fool for the City and Slow Ride and get off the stage.
I just want to make love to you.
Yeah, and that one too. Well, that's encore song.
Yeah, 3 songs.
But I think, aren't all those guys dead?
I think so.
Yeah. So
Roger Earl, once again the drummer.
The drummer.
It's always the drummer.
Yeah. Well, that's the only guy that exercises in the band because it's exercise to play.
Apparently. The new Rat promises to deliver a show heavy in the hits from the band's biggest albums, which have sold over 20 million copies worldwide. Being one of the original Sunset Strip hard rock bands of the 80s, Rat began its infestation with the quadruple platinum album Out of the Cellar. The band continues to grow in its global fan base to this day.
Right.
As new fans discover Rat through streaming services like Spotify, the devil, songs and movies, and new youth-oriented TV shows. Youth-oriented TV shows.
Are looking for Rat tunes? Come on.
The band is planning new tracks for 2019, along with worldwide tour support of Out of the Cellar, a 30th anniversary.
Oh, no.
So does that mean they're going to perform that in its entirety?
Okay.
I'm assuming that's what that means.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
Naturally, we are excited for the future of RATT, declared Croucier. Our long-term goals are still the same. Give this RATT fans the highest quality shows possible, period.
Okay.
The evolution of the band, there's the key term right there, the evolution, has had many twists and turns. You mean members exiting.
Yeah.
We are looking to the future, to the many good times ahead. We're moving forward without the other guys. That is the new breed of rat.
Oh, no.
We got a new breed of animal coming out of this ranch.
That's right, Stephen.
Back in March, it was reported by Metal Sludge. Look at Blabbermouth citing Metal Sludge.
Wow.
That guitarist Warren DeMartini was fired by Pearcy and Croucier. So if he was fired or expelled, maybe he doesn't get any of the proceeds from this.
Wow.
With undisclosed sources telling the site that serious issues existed between the three members of RATT's classic lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Fellow RATT guitarist Carlos Cavazo apparently confirmed the report a few days later, telling the site that he couldn't see himself continuing with the band without DeMartini. I can't picture anyone else being there other than Warren, Cavazo was quoted. RATT featuring DeMartini, Pearcy, and Croucier played a number of shows last year, which I saw that I'm at 3. They were really great.
Mm-hmm.
After performing in 2016 in the midst of a highly publicized legal battle with drummer Bobby Blotzer over the rights of the RATT name, they were joined at the gigs by Cavazo, drummer Jimmy DeGrasso, who previously played with Y&T, White Lion, and Megadeth.
And Dokken.
Yeah, he filled in with Dokken.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So they are playing. These are the dates for RATT.
Okay. The new breed.
The new breed of RATT.
The new breed of RATT.
They're playing at Mulvane, Kansas, at the Canis. I don't know if it's misspelled or whatever. It says. I think it's probably Kansas Star Casino.
Oh, that's a bit... Never mind.
They're playing at Costa Mesa, California at the Pacific Amphitheater. Detroit, Michigan at Shane Park Amphitheater. Hinckley, Minnesota at the Grand Casino. Las Vegas at the Fremont. I'm assuming that that's probably the Fremont Experience. That's the little walk thing down there.
Mm-hmm.
St. Charles, Illinois at the Arcada Theater, which is where I was at 2 weeks ago or a week ago.
Does that hold 300?
Yeah, it's not a big theater. I probably like 900.
Hopefully they get some air conditioning by then.
Yeah, it was broke down.
Yeah.
Manistee, Michigan, Little River Casino. So they're doing the casino circuit.
Mm-hmm.
El Paso, Texas at the Speaking Rock. Dallas, Texas at the Bomb Factory.
The Bomb Factory.
The Bomb Factory. Corpus Christi, Texas at the Concrete Street. Little Rock, Arkansas at the Arkansas State Fair. And Worley, Idaho at Coeur d'Alene Casino. So they're doing a lot of the casino run.
Well, good for them. I wonder if that was all booked before this news came out. Before the Warren news came out.
Mm-hmm.
You think so?
It's hard to say.
Oh, my God. It's just what a disaster, dude. I mean, it's like, it's they spent 2 years going after Blotz for doing exactly what they're doing now.
Yeah.
Ugh. And that statement about, playing a set of the hits, that all the fans want to hear. You know who else has been doing that? Stephen fucking Pearcy.
Yeah.
For 2 solid years. Has been doing exactly that.
Yeah, but the Stephen Pearcy name at this point doesn't draw in the fans like the name RATT.
I guess. I mean, I get it. I understand why. Believe me, I understood it when Blotzer was doing it, and I couldn't put myself behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I could put myself behind this.
Well, apparently there was some legal documents that are made available to the public.
Yeah, so one of our fans showed me.
So apparently the entity known as RATT,
Yes.
a partnership, is suing Blotzer.
Yes.
WBS, which stood for Warren, Blotzer, and Stephen.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also suing the booking agent, which is ARM Entertainment.
Right.
As well as the social media person for promoting and booking Blotzer's fake rat.
Wow.
And I'm not going to read this whole thing, but basically what it boils down to is that the entity known as RATT, which at this point, from the last story we just read, consists of Stephen and Juan Croucier.
Right.
And they're suing Blotzer as well as ARM Entertainment for Blotzer's run as quote-unquote rat.
Right.
Because, number one, supposedly the booking agent knew that Blotzer was not supposed to be using the rat name.
Right.
At least this is what I'm reading in the complaint.
Right.
But the booking agent booked them anyway as rat.
Right.
The social media person, Michelle Riley, she runs the RATT social media, i.e. the Facebook. Apparently, Bobby has not turned over his passwords and whatnot to the Facebook and social media for RATT.
Okay.
So they're suing her too. And they're, of course, suing Blotzer, saying that he used the RATT name for personal gain and did not report his income from that, and he won't release his financial records as to what he made from his run as RATT with his 4 other hired guns.
Well, it must be a lot. He told us 7 figures in his email, didn't he?
Well, that's what he said.
He said he said seven figures.
No idea if that's true or not,
or just talking shit. But hey, wow.
So they're basically they're basically suing 3 entities here: social media girl, the booking agent, and Bobby Blotzer. For using the rat name without authorization.
And the thing that I found most telling looking at that filing was just the one little line on it that says that they're demanding a jury trial. Because they're not even willing to discuss pleading.
Well, here's the crux of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, back in 1985, the 5 original members of RATT had a partnership.
Sure.
Let's just call it RATT Inc.
Okay.
And when RATT reformed back in 1998,
right,
they supposedly formed a new partnership which consisted of Stephen Pearcy, Bobby Blotzer, and Warren D. Martini, which they called WBS.
Right.
Well, later, within the last couple of years, it was found out that that was not done properly.
Right.
The formation of the new partnership was not done properly, and the transfer of all the legal rights from the original partnership were not transferred properly.
Right.
So what happened was that Blotzer, under the new partnership, which was later to be found not done correctly,
right,
was using the RATT name as a partner of WBS.
Right.
And then when it was figured out or ruled during the WBS against Juan Croucier, because if you remember, Croucier went out and played a couple solo shows using the RATT moniker. And Bobby Blotzer said, fuck that guy. I'm going to sue him to keep him from using anything to do with RATT.
Right.
Well, that's when Discovery came out and found out, well, WBS really isn't a entity because it wasn't done properly.
Right.
So the original agreement still stands from 1985.
Right.
So now the 1985 entity, which now does not include Blotzer since he's been expelled, is suing the new entity that Blotzer is still operating under.
Right.
And saying, hey, you're using these trademark of RATT, you're selling merchandise, you toured, you made money, you did this, you did that. You couldn't do that because WBS was a partnership that just wasn't, what do you want to call it? Not legal, but...
it wasn't valid.
It wasn't valid. That's the word I'm looking for. It wasn't valid.
Right.
So apparently they're saying that Blotzer had a breach of contract.
Right.
And he went out there and he sold Blotzer is in breach of the agreement for conducting partnership business by touring as RATT and selling RATT merchandise or causing RATT merchandise to be sold between on or about September of 2015 through November of 2016 and failing without justification to account to the partnership or his partners for the profits from the touring and the merchandise.
Right.
Plaintiff performed all of the conditions and covenants agreed to perform pursuant to the terms of the agreement except for those promises, conditions, and covenants excused by the acts and omissions of the defendant as a direct and proximate result of the conduct of said defendants. Plaintiff has sustained and will sustain general, special, and consequential damages in the amount not yet ascertained but within the jurisdiction of the court. So basically they're saying, hey, you owe us, Blotzer. What'd you make on that tour?
Right. Ugh, what a mess. All I know is if I see Stephen coming out on a stage to Living in America waving a flag, I am going to be pissed. I'm going to be not happy.
So unfortunately, a band that we all know and love, and we appreciate, and they made a lot of great music, and they've had a 30-plus year history. It all comes down to legal matters.
Yeah, of course.
And it's sad that it's come down to this, but that's where it's at.
Just disappointing.
Disappointed. Exactly.
Just very disappointing, man. All right. Well, I look forward to chatting with Blotzer, Stephen, Juan, whoever, to figure it all out. I fucking hate it. I hate it. Thank God my band Junkyard is still sorted together and playing gigs every once in a while.
So are you still going to see them?
Fuck yeah, I'm going to see them.
All right.
It's at the Winchester, for God's sakes.
Yeah, that's where we were going to do a live Stephen Pearcy show.
Yeah, and then Stephen called, I'm on my way.
Yeah,
he was still
500 miles away.
Yeah, he's like, you guys just stick around. I'll be there shortly.
Even if we get there at 4 a.m., we'll set up in the parking lot and play.
Yeah, you guys just stay here. We're like, fuck that. We're out.
That was a crazy deal.
That was insane.
We'll tell that story real quick.
All right.
So, Stephen, when was this? This was like 2000 and...
a long time ago.
Was
4
it 2000? No, it wasn't that early. It was like 7?
Yeah, it was long. It was more than a decade ago.
Yeah. Well, Stephen was out touring as a solo act.
Right.
And he was playing at this venue in the Cleveland area. It's Lakewood?
Yeah.
It's Lakewood. It's called the Winchester. And this place really isn't what I would call a concert club. It's sort of like a makeshift thing.
It's like a supper club type thing with a stage.
Yeah. So we got authorization, or Stephen allowed us to come there, and we were going to broadcast his live show.
So next day, we were going to record it. Remember, we were recording a show, and then we were going to broadcast it the next day because they didn't have internet or something at the Winchester.
So I made the trip over from Chicago, brought all the equipment. We got set up over there. And people came to see the show.
Yeah, and we were truly broadcasting. We had speakers set up, and we were broadcasted to the room.
Yeah. And Stephen had played a gig in Minnesota. I think he was in St. Paul or something, which is like 700 miles away.
Right.
And something happened to where they weren't able.
It was weather.
It must have been a storm or something.
Yeah, where they didn't get out in time or something.
And so they had basically a 14-hour bus trip.
Right.
To get to Cleveland.
Right.
And so we got there, we set up, we were, being the DJs, we were kind of playing music over the loudspeakers and
doing our little shtick.
And it was getting to be like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and still no Stephen, no band.
Right.
And everybody's just like, hey, what the fuck,
Well, the opening bands played. Remember? Because, Ground Zero was like...
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Dude, we had 2 or 3 bands that played, and we talked to them and broadcast or recorded their sets. But then it got to be 11 o'clock, and we still had no Stephen.
Right. So we called Stephen on the phone.
Right.
And we piped his phone through the intercom, I guess, or the speaker system.
Didn't we just hold the phone? We did a
we did a dirt talk.
Yeah, we held the phone to the microphone.
To a microphone, and we were just like, hey, we're the fans are waiting. What's going on? Well, we're en route. We'll be there. And no idea when.
Yeah, we'll be there shortly.
Yeah. And it's like, if you guys all hang out, even if we get there at 4 a.m, we'll still set up in the parking lot and play. Right. And it's just like, that's going to happen.
Yeah, and it couldn't have been 2 seconds after he said that people started getting up and leaving.
Yeah, it's like, okay. I mean, it was obviously a scheduling conflict or things that, it wasn't like somebody's fault, but that it just happened.
Right.
And so we just basically wrapped up shit and left.
And we were like, oh, we're out. Goodbye.
Yeah. So it didn't quite happen.
Nope. We tried.
But we were there to do the live CMS with Stephen Pearcy, a special guest and all that stuff. And
it was a mess.
It was a mess, but we made the effort.
Yeah, we did make the effort. It went nowhere.
That was I think that was the last time we saw Gina.
I loved Gina.
Yeah. Gina with all the tattoos.
Yeah, the tattoos were not a good look on her.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is the time that I had seen Gina to the time that I saw her wasn't more than 2 years or less. It was like maybe 18 months. And she got tatted up in just a matter of months.
Gina was so fucking hot.
Yeah.
Dude, I really felt guilty jerking off to your girlfriend, but I ain't gonna lie. I definitely fucking covered my hands with goo thinking about Gina more than once.
Yeah, she was a beautiful girl.
That was a good-looking girl, man.
But man, the tats.
Yeah. But the tats wrecked her because she was model. I mean, she literally should have been a model.
Yeah.
I still... I don't want to say the hottest girl you've ever been with, but she was right there.
Yeah, she was very pretty.
She was a pretty girl. Holy fucking smokes.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Yeah, and then we see her and she's, and the worst part is she didn't even have good tats. It would be one thing if she had classy tats or something, but she just had bad tribal. And it was bad tribal, not good tribal.
I was shocked.
It was
that's one time that I would actually use the term shocked.
Yeah, she went from natural beauty to, gee, I want to look like Nikki Sixx in a year and a half.
Pretty much.
Sleeved arms, both arms all sleeved up.
Yeah.
Not good. Kendall.
Look at that. That's traveling funny. Rat.
That's funny.
It is. There's 4 Stevens and 1 Juan.
Too good. All right, can we take a break?
Yes, we're going to play a couple of tunes here, and we'll come back and we'll do some more stuff.
All right,
since we're talking about our good friend Steven, I'm going to play something from his Smash release. Looking forward to the new CD that's coming out. Apparently, it's all done, and it's sent over to Frontiers Records.
Cool.
So I'm sure we'll see something from that at the near the end of the summer.
Well, maybe earlier if Steven doesn't hate us after this segment.
I don't think he can hate us.
Nah, he's got to get it. I mean, he'll put positive spin on it, but he's got to get it. He has to know that people are not going to be just like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know, people are not going to accept it like that. People are going to fucking be skeptical until he goes out and plays shows, and they better kick ass, because if they don't, then people are going to be like, what the flying fuck? And people are still going to be like, what the flying fuck, even if the shows do kick ass. So, I guess he expects it. He knows what's coming.
Right. All right, well, let's play something from Smash. This is Stephen Pearcy with 10 Miles Wide exclusively here
on your classic metal show.